with the Cryo Spa. I'm going to give you all a real quick overview of our tanks. So this is our liquid valve. It's the most important one on our tank. It's signified liquid by this little tag right here. If it doesn't say liquid, it's not the right one. Don't use it. This is where you're always going to hook your hose up to, whether you're filling a facial tank or hooking it up to your machine. This right here is our pressure builder. It's signified that way with a PB tag. You would open it to the left and close it to the right. You only use this if your tank has low pressure. Anything below 22 psi could cause your machine to cool a lot slower than what you would want it to cool. So you can always just turn this on. You never want it to be on for too long though. If you ever notice that your tank starts to frost up on the bottom down here, it's you're able to see it frost down there. You'll know it when you see it. We don't have any tanks right now that are like that, but you just want to make sure that it doesn't frost around the bottom like that. It's not good for the tank. This is a high pressure tank. You know that it's a high pressure tank based on this valve being right here. You always want it to be parallel with the vent. You never want it to be perpendicular. If you ever see that it's perpendicular, that's going to allow the pressure inside of the tank to build to something that could be potentially bad for your machine. You never want too high a pressure going through there. So you always want it to be pushed in the same direction as your vent. That just makes sure that this stays open and it constantly vents that excess pressure out and keeps your tank at 22 psi. This right here is a vent valve. You can see that because it says vent down here on this tag. We actually have a tank that you can see it a little better on. It's more accessible. Carrie, would you come this way, please? So right here is the same tank, same type of tank, different tank though. So this is our vent valve. It's right here. That's if one of these low pressure tanks is at a high pressure that would be bad for your machine. You can always just open this up by twisting it to the left, and you'll see that excess pressure start to vent out of your tank, and then you'll close it off once you see that the pressure is just not dropping anymore, and then you can do that a couple of times to ensure that the tank goes to the right pressure. But yeah, that's basically the tanks.